Alright everyone, welcome back to Phasmophobia. Today we're back for another episode of No Sanity, No Evidence. This is episode number 17. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but we're back. Holy voice crack. Alright, these are my settings. Nothing has changed since last time, I don't think. We have a 10 times multiplier, medium hunt duration, no grace period, because who needs a grace period, right? The chances of the ghost spawning on top of me are fairly slim anyway, unless we have like a wraith or something. And then we have every single hiding spot, because our primary objective is just getting the ghost type. That is it. I do of course have live split in the top right. The reason the background is transparent is because I have a filter in OBS. It's still black for me. I have my loadout here. Tier 1 incense because I don't want to slow the ghost down. We want to be listening for its natural speed. And then I have tier 1 salt because I don't have tier 2 unlocked yet. And yeah, we're going to see what we can do. We're going to go through all the small maps like usual. Probably going to skip out on Bleasdale just because it's a little bit larger and not really ideal for this. I might skip out on Woodwind as well, we'll see. But let's start in Tanglewood here. I hope you all enjoy, but without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, we are here indeed, Radio Man. Is my audio fine? It is, okay, I pushed to talk. Also, that's my mic, by the way, if you were curious. Let's grab the key. Sounds like we have windy weather. Nice and clear nights. We'll grab our flashlight to test for the myling, salt to test for the wraith, and of course our incense. What do you got for me, ghost? What do you got for me? I want to make sure to grab the car key, of course. Never forget the car key. Gotta make sure to turn off the car alarm if the ghost sets it off. Okay, the ghost is in here. It just threw that plate. Let's get these lights on. Probably chill in the garage then, if the ghost is right over here. Oh, hello. I'd prefer if you didn't spawn there. We can get a roamy ghost on our hands. And that is exactly why you grab the car key. Oh, not a wraith, stepped in the salt. The ghost is right in here, though. Ghost, are you gonna hunt? My goodness. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, that ghost is consistently fast. I'm gonna slow down. Start my timer. Not a Diogen. The Diogen would have slowed down when it got close to me. Not a Revenant, it would have slowed down when it lost sight of me. The Hantu would have been slow with the breaker on, so it's not a Hantu. Okay, alright, let's just... Thank you, ghost. I think it might be Moroi or Thay. I don't know, I couldn't tell if it was speeding up. That is the one way to tell the difference between a Moroi and a Thay. The Moroi can speed up with line of sight, whereas the Thay cannot. Grab this again, and let's grab 2 of these, why not? It's just between the Moroi and the Thay. It's still in here. This is still the ghost room. Whoa! Chucking plates, ghost. Okay. I knew that was an event because I didn't see the ghost blinking. It's probably not smart of me to stand here. I just want to see if it speeds up. That's the main thing. Oh, that's right. Smash this. Could also be Mimic. Mimicking a Thay or a Moroi. We're coming up on 1 minute 30 here. I probably didn't even need to start my timer, but it's still helpful to see relatively when it'll hunt again. Here we go. Damn, this is hard to tell. I didn't notice it speeding up. I'm leaning Thay, but I feel like the Thay is faster than that by a little bit. There's the airball event. Are you kidding me? I smudged you. You're not hunting. You can't hunt. Okay. Thay Moroi. Classic 50-50. I might guess Thay. I didn't hear it speed up. Yeah, let's go ahead and take our guess. Could be Mimic. Not gonna worry about it. Here's a Thay. Nice. Besides, if it were a Mimic... Ooh, holy crap. If it were a Mimic, it probably would have swapped abilities by then anyway, so I don't need to worry about that. Can I upgrade any of this? I can get a tier 2 Firelight. That'll be helpful for the Onryo. Might as well get this as well. Let's go ahead and fix up our loadout here. And now, let's move on to Edgefield. Let's do this. We have arrived indeed. So we have tier 1 salt here. It's probably not going to be the best coverage with this looping spot over here. Typically with tier 2 salt, you can pretty much cover this entire area, but Tier 1 salt should work just fine. Grab the car key. Ooh, didn't even get to turn on that light. Don't hear anything. Ooh. Ooh. I have no clue. We can start doing the process of elimination. We know it's not Dio, Maroite, not a Hantu. Hantu would have been slow. These guys would have been fast. Revenant would have been fast as well. Left an imprint in the salt. It's not a wraith. I would have noticed if it were a phantom. The phantom has a longer break between blinks. Don't think it's an Oni. The Oni has a quick blink. Kind of the opposite of a phantom. I think that might be normal speed. Definitely not Oni. Okay, so I'm not sure how the update has changed the poltergeist throwing. Obviously the throwing with the hunts is a little bit different. It's not an Oni, I can say that for certain. I need to actually smudge it. Poltergeist, I don't know, it turned off the breaker. Well, we know it's not a Djinn. The Djinn cannot turn off the breaker. Please just be in here. Don't be in the basement. We have a basement breaker. Let's turn that back on. Boop, there we go. Gotta make sure y'all can see. Are you kidding me, Ghost? Yokai and Myling are a little bit harder to test for on this map because it's hard to kind of get distance from the ghost. I didn't see a shapeshift. We can probably rule out Obake. Here we go again. I'm gonna smudge it this time and try to find where it's spawning from. Damn it. I wanted to see it for a second longer and then smudge it, but didn't even give me the chance. Are you joking? This ghost really does not like the breaker. Oh shit. Okay. Now's the time to smudge. Let me go and start my timer and head over here to these lockers. I didn't hear it. I feel like this might be a Myling. So, for those that don't know, the Myling has quieter footsteps relative to how far away it is from you. Generally, you'll notice the footstep sounds right when your flashlight begins flickering. I'm eating Myling. Let me go ahead and grab a thermo, try to pinpoint where this thing is, and I'll grab another incense as well. Just want to know where this ghost room is. I'll narrow it down a little bit more, and then if nothing else notable happens, I'll probably just take the guess of Myling. Seems like it's in here. Yeah. Okay. So we're coming up on 1 minute. The demon can hunt at 1 minute after being smudged. You just kind of chill in here. 1 minute 20. Oh, damn it, Ghost. How many times are you going to turn off the breaker? 1:30 almost. There we go. And of course, when the ghost is hunting, you can't interact with a light switch. Just like that, so it's hunting. Hunted after 1:30, so not a spirit because it hunted before 3 minutes of being smudged. Okay, let's do a few more tests. Probably not demon. I'm just gonna go and rule that out. Sometimes you can get a stubborn demon that just doesn't want to hunt. I doubt that though. We could test for Onryo real quick. Bring a crucifix and candle up there. A dinky little tier 1 crucifix. This should do the trick. There we go. Not an Onryo. That was a quick test. Let me also check for mimic orbs. Pick this back up, and then I'll bring a video camera. Okay. Any ghost orbs? No, I do not see ghost orbs. I've had orbs trick me. What? Oh. Might as well. Okay. I don't think it's a mimic. I might just take the guess of Myling, to be honest. It also tried hunting in the same room. I've had buggy shades before. Sometimes they just don't live up to their ability. I'll do one more test. I'll test for the Raichu, and then if I don't notice any speed differences based on that, then we'll go ahead and take the guess of Myling. I think I'll put down a motion sensor. Kind of just listen for its footsteps. Because the Raichu speeds up next to electronics. Come on, Ghost. I believe in you. Damn it, it's not going to come down here, is it? There it is. Yeah, I think this is just a Myling. Let's go ahead and take the guess. I could not hear its footsteps whatsoever. There we have our Myling. Very nice.
There's some jobs ready for you.
Alright, on to Ridgeview. Alright. Go and open up the door. Cursed object nearby, that is not true. The radio man lies to me. Get this light on and... Nope, that's the porch. Shit. Oh shit! Okay, that did not even step over the salt. Oh, Obake, okay. That was quick. I don't know if you noticed it, but it shape-shifted for a moment. The Obake, of course, can change ghost models mid-hunts. I think it's done. That was a quick run on Ridgeview, my goodness. Could also be a mimic. I'll check for orbs real quick. Might as well. I did smudge it, so we have a bit of time. You know what, I might as well just bring this just for safety. You never know. You always gotta be safe. Came from this way. Okay, I doubt this is a mimic. Let's get on out of here. Alright, that's 3 for 3. My goodness, we can unlock tier 2 salt now. Go and do that. And I'll get the tier 2 crucifix as well, because that's going to be very useful. Upgrade that, and our salt. The tier 2 salt especially is going to be very useful, covering more ground. Let's move on to Grafton. Flashlights, our usual stuff of course. Nice and windy night here on Grafton. You know, the radio man keeps lying to me. Keeps saying there's a cursed possession, but I've turned that off. Alright. Let's get this light on as well, just in case the ghost comes from upstairs. And then typically I loop around this table right here. And whichever direction the ghost comes from, it'll step over the salt. We just kind of gotta see. Testing for the miling is also pretty useful on this map, because you can actually get some distance from the ghost. Alright, here we go. Close the front door. Where is it coming from? Oh. There it is. Not a wraith. Okay, I didn't get to see it for very long. We can rule out wraith. Not a Diogen. The Diogen would have booked it toward me and then slowed down. Not a revenant either. There's the easiest eliminations first. Not a Hantu. Hantu would have been slow with the breaker on. Not a Phantom. I noticed its blink seemed normal. Could be Oni. I need to see it again. Not the Moroi. It sounded normal speed, to be honest. And it came from that direction. So let me turn on this light over here. It did take a bit to get to me though, which makes me think it's probably gonna spawn back in one of those rooms. Yeah, it's coming from over there. Still didn't notice anything. Also, I don't think I need to crouch around here. Typically I crouch when I loop the ghost so that I can kind of break line of sight. If the ghost has line of sight of you, it speeds up. And I'm trying to prevent it from speeding up so that I can kind of hear its normal speed. It could be miling. I didn't really hear its footsteps until it got close to me. I kind of need to hear it again. Probably not Obake. I didn't see it shapeshift whatsoever. It's been using the same ghost model. And it would have sped up around my flashlight, the Raichu, so we can rule that out. Leaning, maybe miling again? I don't know. Here we go. Is it hunting? Yeah, it's hunting. Okay, this ghost is acting weird. This ghost is acting so weird. It would be nice if you came over here, man. It looks like it's coming from that room. Okay. Oh, it turned off the breaker. Not a Jinn. Damn it. That's unfortunate. We could try to loop in the kitchen a little bit. I don't need to stand next... Oh, that's a rib cage. We don't need to stand in the dining room. Is there no breaker in there? Okay. That means the breaker is probably in the ghost room, or it's up in the attic, or like in that back area. Here we go. We stand in here. Okay. Speeding up with line of sight. Normal blank. Timer started. And it is done hunting. Okay, we know where the ghost room is. We've narrowed it down quite a bit now. Leaning miling, maybe? We know it's not an Oni. And again, I don't know what the poltergeist throwing looks like with the update, but I'm gonna go ahead and rule that out, because I think I would have noticed if it were chucking things really far. We'll go ahead and grab another incense, and we know where the ghost room is, so we don't need a thermo. I could probably just grab a crucifix, to be honest. Oh wait, you know what? Let me check for mimic orbs first. It's gonna be easier. Also, for those wondering why I'm not using a tier 2 headgear, I don't have it unlocked yet, so yes, otherwise I would. I would love to make things a little bit easier for y'all to see. I see my breath in here, so this is the ghost room. It's been a minute. If it's a demon, it can hunt. I don't see any ghost orbs. Luckily with the media update, the camera will kind of catch orbs as something you can record. Oh, shit. Okay, I gotta go. It's been a minute 30. The breaker's back on at least. We can get these lights on. There you go. Now you can see. Hunted before 3 minutes. It's not a spirit. I don't know. Maybe it is a poltergeist. No. It is done. Alright, so we have our timer going again, just in case it's a stubborn demon. We know it's not a spirit because it hunted before the 3-minute mark. Still eating myling. I don't know. Footsteps on the hardwood floors kind of get me sometimes. Not a mimic. We didn't see ghost orbs. But this might just end up being a generic ghost of some kind. You know what? Let me go ahead and put this away, and I'll grab a candle and a crucifix instead. That way we can just quickly do the Onryo test. That room is kind of large, so I don't know if the tier 2 crucifix is going to be able to cover enough ground. As long as it spawns in here and not in either of those rooms, we should be just fine. So you can see the radius. I'll go ahead and put this right in here. There we go. And then we do have a hiding spot back in here, right? Yep. I can run to that. It's been a minute 30. You can hunt again if it wants to. Okay. I didn't see the air ball, but... Ooh, okay. I'll hunt it after blowing out the candle. Let me get this light on. Damn it. This is sketchy. Oh shit. Oh shit, no! I thought it was hunting. Alright, forget the camera. Listen, man, sometimes those ghost events, they seem to get me. Come on, ghost. I need you to show me if you're an Onryo. Probably not shade that event in the same room. I know you guys can't see. There we go. Okay. You know, it'd probably be wise if... Oh, here's the airball. That would have otherwise confirmed it's not an Oni. Let me go grab an incense and be safe about this. Grab incense, and then let's bring a paramic. That way I can listen for the banshee scream. I might just trust my gut and go with my myling instinct that I had earlier. I'm not 100% on that, so I really don't know yet. It blew out the candle again. Okay, ghost. Not an Onryo, because it hunted without first blowing out the candle. I think that's an event, but I don't want to risk it. Okay. You know, I completely agree. I need to be careful now that it's used both crucifix charges. I'm gonna smudge it again. Speeding up with line of sight. I didn't end up smudging it. I need to let this thing hunt again and then smudge it. I could probably also check temps to see if it's still coming from that room. Not a myling. I heard its footsteps before my flashlight began flickering. Smudge. There we go. So I think this will be the last time I test for the demon, and then I'll grab a thermo and start checking to see if it's a Goryo or not. So of course the Goryo can't change its favorite room. I think they changed it in the recent update to where the Banshee can change its favorite room. Oh, and then I might as well just grab my other incense real quick. Okay, so out here, it's 15.3 degrees. 1.9 in here. It hasn't changed rooms. Could be a Goryo. Is that a hunt? Nope. Okay, well, the Americans smash lights more often. Maybe. Oh my gosh. What the hell? Okay, this is giving me mare vibes. Okay. Okay. Probably not demon at this point. I'll give it this last incense. Doesn't want to move. I'm leaning Mare Goryo. This right here, this diagonal line, this trio is like the annoying trio of ghosts because their abilities are just so hard to narrow down. I don't think it's yokai because it spotted me when I was using my comms and I was kind of behind a wall a little bit. I don't know how reliable that is. Usually on Tanglewood, I can do that test more efficiently, but here on Grafton, it's a little bit trickier. No more incense. We'll do what we can. It's been a minute. Let me get into the building here. And I think we can just chill next to a hiding spot, kind of listen. Okay, 1 minute 30, can hunt again. Probably not demon at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and rule that out. So we have Banshee and then this diagonal trio of ghosts. It's hunting. Okay, let me go and close this door. And is it done? I think it's done. I'm gonna go ahead and start a timer. I'll give it 5 minutes, and then once it reaches 5 minutes, if I don't get the Banshee scream, or maybe a Yuri door touch, I'll go check the room temp and see if it's still in there. If not, then I'll rule out the Goryo. If it is still in there, then I'll go and guess Goryo. Could be any of these, though. These ones can get very tricky. One thing I'm also not sure of... Oh, the ghost can't hear me. One thing I'm also not sure of is, with the recent updates, how the Yuri ability works, if it still does the double door touch and then door slam. Because that was the way to identify it before, but they changed the way door interactions work for the sake of getting media, so I'm not sure if they changed this. I did get a Yuri in one of my previous videos after the update, where it was interacting with the front door, so that's one way to tell. Not a very common occurrence, but I'm not sure how to tell other than that now. We'll see if the Yuri still does the double door touch. I'm pretty sure it's done hunting. Yep. And then the mare is literally just gonna have to be a process of elimination. It could also still be a shade. I've had buggy shades before. Like I said, interacting in the same room as me, hunting from the same room as me. Could be a shade that's just not acting like a shade. But standing in that ghost room is just too dangerous to do that one test. Definitely not Mimic at this point. Okay, there's a noise. Definitely not Mimic at this point. I feel like I would have swapped abilities. I would have heard a speed change. I probably didn't need to give it that much time, but... Okay. I guess I just want to see if I get the Banshee scream or anything. With these ghosts, you really have to be patient. It's kind of annoying. And now I really doubt it's a Mylink at this point because the Mylink is more active on the Paramic. And I'm not getting any of that activity, so definitely not Mylink. Come on, ghost. Stop hunting! Stop hunting, ghost, please. There you go. There you... Alright then. I either take an educated guess, or I try to narrow it down even more by being patient. We're coming up on 5 minutes. There we go. We might as well go see now. This hiding spot isn't always reliable. I might get cooked. It's done hunting. Let me check temps in here. 6.3. That might just be because the breaker is off. Yeah, it's probably because the breaker is off. The ghost room is going to be like 1 degrees, right? 3.3. I don't know, it might have moved. I think that's an event. I'd rather not stand there. 2.4. It's still in that room. I'm going to go ahead and take the guess of Goryo. I could be wrong. With the amount of times it's evented on me and interacted near me, it's probably not Shade. We got a few sounds over the Paramic without any screams, so I guess we can rule out the Banshee. It's probably one of these three. It could be Mare, maybe a very, very stubborn Yuri, but my best chances are to guess Goryo, so let's go ahead and see. Hey, we got it. Yeah, it was very Goryo-like behavior, my goodness. Narrowing that down is so annoying. Alright, so that was Grafton. Let's go to Willow now. Just gotta grab my salt. Incense, I'll carry that while we're going. Put this light on. Now we have the hiding spot there that we're gonna use. We could also use probably a hiding spot in the garage. Although I think I trust this one more. And set... Is that an Oni? Yeah, that's an Oni. It was a very quick blink. Okay, that was a quick run. Let me quickly check for orbs. I just need to grab my thermo. Or not my thermo, my video cam. Man, I'm glad I spotted that. Sometimes I get tricked by the Oni, but I noticed a very, very short break between a few of those blinks. But I just want to make sure it's not a mimic. For those that don't know, of course, the mimic can have orbs, even with all of the evidence turned off, because the orbs for the mimic are fake. They count as its ability, not evidence. I don't see ghost orbs, so we can stop our timer and take the guess of Oni. That was a little bit refreshing after that Goryo run. We have our Oni. I like how you can usually tell, probably just by looking at the timestamps, the bottom of the video here. If you see a longer a longer run, it's probably a Goryo, Mare, Yuri, or Banshee, something like that. We can probably upgrade a few things. Oh, 10,000. Okay, I'm gonna wait to get that, because that's gonna be very useful for future videos. But we just did Willow. Let's go to... Alright, you know what? I'll give Woodwind a run. Let's see what we can do here in Woodwinds. I'm just not a fan of how dark they made this map, but we do have our flashlight, so it shouldn't be too bad. And besides, I can turn on the breaker, as well as some lights here. Breaker's already on. And then this one as well. And that should give good visibility. And put some salt right around here. And no matter what direction it comes from, it'll step through one of those. I think I heard it throw something over here. Really? Not a gen. Turn off the generator. Seems a little bit fast. Speeding up with line of sight. Okay, it's done hunting. Let me quickly get the generator back on. We can start ruling out a few things based on that. There we go. When it turned off that light over there. It's alright, so we know it's not a Wraith. None of the fast or slow ghost. It did seem a little bit fast, but not fast enough to... Maybe it's a Mirai? Could be Raichu speeding up around my flashlight. I don't know, it seemed ever so slightly fast, but again, maybe that's just the gravel sound effect tricking me. I don't see any ghost orbs, but I don't think we're going to see any from here. Sometimes you can, if it's a mimic. I think I'll set up an electronic. See if it speeds up next to this. Are you a Raichu? 1 minute. It's a demon it can hunt. I need to make sure I listen for Myling footsteps. I didn't notice a long break between blinks, and probably not Phantom. Hasn't hunted yet. So maybe not demon. 130. Come on, ghost! You got this! I believe. Do it. You can do it. Typically, oh, it turned on that light in there. Not a mare. That's huge. If you can ever rule out the mare, that is a very good thing. Just because of how hard it is to narrow that down. Or not poltergeist. I would have noticed it chucking things really, really far. What is this ghost doing? Okay, well, this ghost has taken a bit. Is this a spirit? Taking 3 minutes to hunt? No. Hunted before 3 minutes. I just don't know. Oh shit, I'm cooked. Oh, this is why I hate Woodwind. I think we're safe. I gotta start my timer. This ghost, man. So it's not a spirit, hunted before 3 minutes. I could quickly check that temps for orbs, or temps. I could quickly check that tent for orbs. Words, man. The English language. Not the easiest thing. Alright, anything in here? So I see my breath out here, which makes me think it's just in this area, but I don't see ghost orbs. So I'm gonna go ahead and rule out the mimic. And I'm gonna quickly grab another incense. I forgot to listen for Myling footsteps. Bring 2 incense. And 1 minute. If you're a demon, now would be the time. Okay, I need to turn that generator back on. I'm gonna kinda stand in this area just to see if it spawns next to me. No, I need to check for Myling. 130. Can hunt again if it wants to. Where's it coming from? Not a Myling. That's normal speed, I'm pretty sure. It's just a completely normal speed. Not a Myling. I heard its footsteps even though my flashlight wasn't flickering. Not a Raichu. I would have noticed it speeding up quite a bit around the motion sensor here and around my flashlight earlier. I didn't see it have a quick blink. I haven't seen it shapeshift, so probably not Obake. I swear, man, if this is another Goreo... I mean, I guess that wouldn't be too bad. I would just need to check temps, see if it's swapping, but it looks like it's still in this area. I see my breath. It spawned over here last hunt, though, which is kind of confusing. Let me chill next to these picnic tables and use my comms, see if I can get its attention. Okay, maybe not yokai, I don't know. I don't know, man, it just seems a little bit quick at the start there. Maybe that was just it speeding up. Don't cook me. Okay. Where'd our timer going again? Probably not yokai. I mean, maybe it just saw me right away. I think it's swapping rooms. Oops, I didn't mean to grab that. Let me check temps. I still have an incense on me, so we're good on that front, and we have our timer going. Turned on that light over there. What a roamy ghost. 8.1, 6.3, 10.4 in here. Definitely not in here. I'm looking for like an area that has temps maybe as low as 2 degrees. 1 to 2 degrees. I'm not seeing that. 21 degrees out here. Okay, so this ghost is like swapping between all of this area at once. Not Goreo. Definitely not. How much is roaming away from its ghost room? Twins? Let me quickly grab a crucifix. I'll drop this. I don't need a flashlight anymore. And I'll grab this. Now we're at 1 minute 30. Turn on this light over here. Let me put this crucifix right in here. Right next to this candle. See if it's an Onryo. I just want to quickly grab a paramic as well. Turned off that light. This ghost is very interactive. Come on, give me a banshee scream. 3, 2. Okay, that wasn't a banshee scream, but should be. And that's why I hate woodwinds. Not a shade. We're not twins. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess something generic, like maybe a Yuri. Twins? I noticed somewhat of a speed thing there at the beginning. Damn, we almost got every game right, but that last run on Woodwind just got the best of me, didn't it? I got a daily done though. Made $100. Let's go. And we got up to level 42. I hope you guys are enjoying the return of No Sanity, No Evidence. I plan to do more of this. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you to all my members for supporting my content. I appreciate all of you. I do have a Discord server. If you become a member, you can join, but it's only accessible to members, of course, and appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video.